Hey guys, welcome back to Sweet Creek Thrift. My name is Candi if you're new here, and today I have a sales report. I am a part-time reseller on apps like Poshmark and eBay, and I sell clothing and miscellaneous items that I feel like selling. And so I have my month end for the month of May report that I'm going to share with you and go over just the month end totals, and then I'm just gonna go over from May 16th to May 31st all the items that sold. So if you want to see the first half of the month, that would be on my previous what sold video, so you'll want to go back and look at that video instead. But for now, we're just gonna walk right into the first item. This item is American Eagle, and I put Y2K coquette tank top, size medium, baby pastel pink lace back. And this is what it looks like. So this was the little logo that's embroidered down at the bottom, and then this like little upper area had the lace back, which was really cute, very coquettish in my opinion, and with the little buttons details going down the back. So yeah, so this item, there's the tag, size medium. So this item, let me find it on here. Okay, so it's this line. So I picked this up December 23rd of 24 last year, and I picked it up at Goodwill, and my average cost was $2, not my average, but my cost for this item was $2. I posted it on January 6th to Poshmark and eBay, and it sold on eBay May 16th. And it sold for $17.99. I earned a profit of $12.43. And then the next item is this Black Cat Ice Cube Mold Maker Tray, and I put new because it had the little plastic going around it. This probably came off like Temu or something like that. So I mean, it just said, you know, made in China down here, but that's really all it was. I did find this at Goodwill. I couldn't get the sticker completely off, so I did get it off, but it left like a little residue, so I just put a sticker there to kind of cover the sticky spot. But as you can see, that it had these cute little black cats. I just thought it was cute. I didn't pay very much for it. Let's see, I think I paid a couple bucks. I thought somebody out there might like it, and I've been testing out selling different things just to see what I can sell, I guess. So, and what I like selling, that's the other thing, is like, what do you like to sell? Like, do you like just clothes? What do you like shipping or not like shipping? So I've been testing for like, you know, a few years, and I'm like, well, I'm willing to try it. So I sometimes just pick stuff randomly up that I want to see if I can sell it. And, you know, obviously an ice cream tray, I'm not going to make very much money from it, but it was cute. And I was like, somebody out there is going to want it because it's a little bit unique. So anyways, I picked this up May 25th at a Goodwill, May 25th of last year in 24. I paid $1.99, and I posted it on eBay only, and I posted it on June 17th. So it did sit for almost a year. It finally sold on eBay May 16th, and it sold for $10. So I earned a profit of $5.63. Was it worth my time? Probably not. Will I pick it up in the future to resell again? Probably not, for that reason. But it was a really quick something that I could sell pretty quick, and I knew I could probably flip it and make a little profit, which at this point in my reselling business, I'm more about like, I'm willing to make a smaller profit. I would love to get to a point where I was only reselling higher value items, and I think I'll get there eventually. But during like the first, I want to say like, I've been doing this consistently for about 2 to 3 years now, where I'm actively going out and looking for items to resell. And so I think it's definitely a learning curve. And that's the thing, is when you follow my channel and you follow like as I progress from where I started, you can kind of see that I'm slowly getting better with better quality items that I pick up and that sort of thing. But I still like to play around and pick up random things like this from time to time. So anyways, I did make a little bit off of that, and it went to a new home to be enjoyed. So the next item is this Nike pink racerback tank top, women's extra small stripes, athletics, sports, running. It's kind of what I put on it. And it was in excellent condition. Like, I don't know that it was ever really used. It looked like it was brand new. But yeah, this one, I think it was, so this one came from the Goodwill bins. I was thinking it was from a donation, but it came from the bins way back around the time I first started being more serious. So it was a couple years ago. It was December of 2023. And my average cost that day was only $1 per item. So I think that was a pretty good cost per item. Maybe not a good pickup, but anyways, I posted it. I didn't even post it. Like I picked it up December 27th and I didn't even get it posted till July 25th of 24. So it took me 7 months to post it, which is pretty interesting. And then it took another, you know, almost a year to sell. It sold on eBay May 17th for $8 and I earned a profit of $4.90. So that was another small item, but I was happy. So as I mentioned, I am feeling like I'm picking up better quality items and I'm learning how to do better research on items when I'm at the store so that I can pick up better quality items and things that are more likely to sell for higher value. This would be one of those examples. So this is $6.86, everything collection, everywhere, feather light pants, men's 32, relaxed fit gray. And you can see it has like the relaxed fit right here. And then it's the 32 by 32. And then right here on the side says feather light. So this item was in the scrubs and I just showed this on one of my haul videos, my recent ones. This was very recent pickup and I was looking through the scrubs for figs technical because I like to pick those up if it's the technical collection. But I found this and so I did pick this one up. It even had the $6.86 on like the little pool right here, but I did look it up because it looked interesting and then I realized that it was like 100% sell-through rate. So if you find this brand, look it up at least, look up the style. I did get two 686s that day. They were not both this feather light. This particular material was really lightweight and it was like a core situation. So this would be a good item to pick up or at least look up, but the feather weight is, or the feather light is the one that you're looking for. The other one has ripstop, so I think it'll sell, but it might take longer. It was also like, it's a sturdier material, whereas this was really lightweight. The other one's probably more of like a winter item, and this one's more of a summer item. So I think it'll sell. It just probably will take a few more months. But this item I picked up at Goodwill on April 26th. I paid $6.59, posted it to Poshmark and eBay on May 16th. It sold on Poshmark May 17th. So it took one day and it sold for $45. And that gave me a profit of $29.41. So I was really happy about that flip. I do have a bunch of Poshmarks in a row, so I am going to be going back because my computer's lovely. If you've watched me before, you know my computer will freeze on me if I line up all the tabs like I do with eBay. eBay is a little bit harder to go back and do, but Poshmark's pretty easy. So, okay, so let me just find, the next item is this Old Navy. I think this is it. Let me double check. Old Navy, yes. Okay, so the next item is this Old Navy. It's the classic shirt, men's medium, pink and gray, pineapple, tropical, and slim fit. I just thought it was super cool, and I know it's Old Navy. I mean, if you watch Kaylee Elaine, it was like her biggest seller was Old Navy last year. So I don't disregard Old Navy items, but I do look for like things that might be more unique in the Old Navy category. So as she said, like maxi dresses, and so I had picked one up and it sold pretty quick. I've been picking up a little bit of Old Navy items for that reason, but I do try to find things that are a little more unique so they're likely to sell. So this one was slim fit and it says the classic shirt here, and it was a size M medium. And so, but I thought it was a fun print, a pattern, so I just decided to pick it up. And I was really happy it sold. So this one I picked up on February 17th and I only paid $2.99. That was the other thing, is I don't know if I would have picked it up if it was like $6 or $7, but it was only $2.99. So that was another factor for why I picked this one up. And it was like the half priced item. And I posted it on Poshmark and eBay March 15th. It sold on Poshmark May 17th, so 2 months. and it sold for $25. So I made a profit of $17.01. I thought that was a good flip. Okay, so we're gonna have to go back and forth a few times here. So do back and back. And then this one is gonna be interesting. So the next item is this Build-A-Bear teddy bear with, so here's the thing, is the reason why this sold is the outfit. And everybody wants this outfit. It came with this like Argyle sweater, and then it had a little, and I'll show you all the pictures, and then it has this like little white button, like almost like a tuxedo shirt, and then like almost like tuxedo pants, I think is what it was. But then it also has this little guitar that I had found with it, so I think that's what really sold it. And then it had the Joe Boxer's underwear, bear boxer underwears, but the bear itself was in like perfect 100% pristine condition. The clothes were in really good condition. I would say the worst was the shirt, and the white shirt looked a little bit worn, like it could have been, like you can just throw it in the wash and it would have been fine. But everybody did not want the bear. They all wanted the clothes. So I thought that was interesting. So I would not pick up the Build-A-Bear bears beef anymore. But like, look how cute this bear is. Like, wouldn't you just like, this would be so cute in like a baby's nursery or something. It doesn't even need the clothes. just like it is. It's so adorable. Anyways, but everybody wanted this particular outfit right here. And I got so many people asking if I would sell the outfit without the bear. But like even right down here, you can see somebody had asked. This is probably the person that bought it. But before, I just kept saying, no, I just want to sell it all together. And I stuck to that. I could have sold the outfit ages ago. Like when I first posted this, I had multiple people ask me, and I don't think it was on here. I think it was on, it might have been on Poshmark, but it might have been on eBay. But I had multiple people asking me, and I just wouldn't settle. And this lady had asked me, and then I didn't respond. I think it was late at night, and I might have been in bed asleep, and then she just bought it. She just decided to buy it. I hadn't even responded to say, no, I'm not going to, because at this point it had been so long that I was starting to consider selling the outfit separately. And so I was still like mulling that over, and I was going to give myself, like, I think about, you know, like if you get an offer on an item, it notifies everybody else. So I was just thinking like, I'll let it sit for, if there's only one other liker on this one, but I think it's because it's been reposted. But I was hoping that maybe another offer would roll in, but she ended up just going ahead and asking if I would take 15, and I said sure. I just wanted to like say, let's just get it out the door. I don't need to hold on to it any longer. I've already had multiple people ask in the past. So this item I picked up at Goodwill July 15th, apparently in 1905. That was definitely not the correct year. Interesting. So I want to say it was last year, but it might have been even in 23. So I'll have to go research that, but it's been there for a while. So, but my guess is it was 24. Let's see, July 15th. I'll have to go look it up, but that's pretty funny. I just saw that. So I paid $4.99, and I posted it to Poshmark and eBay. See, I posted it on, that's funny. So I posted it October 25th of 23. So it was 23 that I picked it up. So it was probably, yeah, it was probably right when I first started doing reselling. Like earlier that year I did, but I wasn't really going to the stores and like buying stuff very much until the fall of 23. And that's when I started my YouTube channel. So anyways, long story short. So that item, or should I say long story long, because it's taking forever to say it. But that item I picked up, and then it finally sold. So that's why I went ahead and just took the offer for 15. I was like, please just buy the whole thing and take the whole teddy bear. So I posted it October of 23. It finally sold on Poshmark on May 18th. It sold for $15, and I earned a profit of $7.01. Probably could have earned more just off on the outfit if I had sold it a long time ago, but it is what it is. I do know that like if I had a chance to go to like the bins more often, I follow Ginger Marvin, and Kathy likes to say that she'll take stuff off the Build-A-Bears unless it's like a specific Build-A-Bear character, like Hello Kitty or whatever. You know, some of those characters can do pretty well, but any of the other Build-A-Bears, she'll strip down the outfits and then sell the outfits, which I think is pretty smart when it's at the bins. But yeah, that's kind of like my thinking. But this, I think, was at a regular Goodwill, so I couldn't just strip the outfit. But anyways, so let's see. The next item is also Poshmark. So let me back up here. This item was still fairly recent. It took a few months. Oh my gosh, I worked all morning, you guys. Worked for 8 hours and I just got off, but I wanted to get another video filmed and I have been so busy. I thought our washing machine died. Like, not died, but like we had water on the laundry room floor, and I thought it was because I just ran up the washing machine, so I thought it was the washing machine. So we took it out over the weekend and we're like testing it on our front porch, and turns out it's the hot water heater. So the hot water heater is leaking pretty good. So we're in the process of trying to like figure out, we're gonna buy a new water heater, and we're thinking about going and doing a tankless water heater system for the house. But anyways, yeah, it's been busy. So like I didn't have time to film over the weekend or anything because we've been just trying to deal with stuff like that. And as you can see in my office, like we've been working on the office, getting it prepped to do a lot of the mudding. And we're going to get the mudding. I've bought the paint. So I've got pink for my walls, white for the ceiling. I thought about doing blue stripes on my ceiling as well. I don't know if I'm going to. Like, I have this picture on Pinterest, and so yeah, I really like it, but it would be a very bright situation, and I'm not sure that it's too much. So I'm going to do the pink and white and see if I'm just going to go with that for now, and then maybe I'll do the blue stripes later. But yeah, I'm going to share a picture, and then you guys tell me if you think I should do blue stripes. So I'll put a picture up on the screen right about here. And then in the comments below, tell me if you think I should do a striped ceiling. My daughter doesn't really like it. I don't think my husband will like it, so maybe I shouldn't. But if it's me and I like it, should I just do it? I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so anyways, this item is Magnolia Lane sweater, women's, extra large, open pullover, beige cream, knit, and I put artsy and login look. It had that kind of like tunic shape going on. It had like the draped, well, the sleeves are like raglan sleeves, but it's kind of like baggy and oversized is what it kind of looked like and felt like. It had these big artsy buttons, as you can kind of see right here, but like here's a close up. It had these buttons on the side, and the side did kind of like a tulip, like it kind of opened like that. It was kind of very unique. Pullover top, very breathable, kind of more of an open knit in a way, not as closed knit as some things. And I just thought that was really cool. Here's the logo, Magnolia Lane. So I saw it and I was like, I'm gonna look up this, like, I've never seen Magnolia Lane before. I looked up the brand, and they do sell pretty well, more in I want to say it's like, I think it's like a resort wear situation. I keep saying situation. It's more of a resort wear brand is my understanding. And I think they sell more golf stuff maybe, but this wasn't necessarily in the same like genre of stuff they would normally sell. So if you go research Magnolia Lane, you're going to see other items that sell more often, but it's the same brand. So I thought it would still have maybe a little bit of a following. So that's why I went ahead and decided to try selling it. And it was an extra large, so it was a decent size. So I did pay $7.99 for it. So I figured I could sell it since I decided to pay up for it. I was at the Goodwill that I went to that day. It was February 5th, but the Goodwill, that particular one, all their like tops, their shirts, they're all $7.99. And I'm like, it's so expensive there. I try to avoid that location, but it's also a very convenient location. Not my closest one, the one that just opened, but it is one that's like, when I go an hour away, it's the closest one to me. So And it's like near my doctor's office and stuff. So it would be more convenient, but they are pretty high priced. So yeah. Anyways, so that one I picked up. I posted it on February 25th on Poshmark and eBay, and it sold on May 19th for $30, and I made $16.01, which I thought was a decent price. The next item I've had listed for a good while. So this item I think was the bins, so I'll double check. But this was called, it's a brand called Blooming, oops, wrong thing. It's a brand called Blooming Jelly, and it's a beige like tan color, cinched side strings, button up blouse, plus size, XXL. And I know to kind of change the wording now, so I should have gone back in and redone that, but I didn't. Whereas you would want brand, and I know that you would want to put like tunic top or blouse or shirt at least, and then women's size XXL, and then write like beige, whatever. So I do know to do that, so probably would have if I had to redo this one again. But this was new with tags. I thought it was really cool. It kind of had like these like pull cinch strap sides that you just tie up, or like you could drape it down farther if you want. And then the roll tab sleeves, and it was really lightweight, kind of not really the crinkle gauze, but it was like kind of like a silkier feel to it, to the material. The material is polyester spandex. But anyways, this is probably like a boutique brand, because like who's ever heard of Blooming Jelly? I don't know. I've never heard of it. I've never seen it again. So yeah, and that's the tag. So maybe it was from Amazon. I don't know. It kind of looks like one of those Amazon items. So that item was new with tags, which is why I picked it up. And I did get it at a Goodwill. So that's interesting. I did get it when I first started reselling. That's probably why. New with tags. So I thought it was would sell. So I think beige was really popular that year. So I think that's another reason I picked it up, was beige, new with tags. Anyways, like you can see, I've progressed a bit in my reselling journey. So this item I picked up November 4th of 23. Amount I paid was $6.39. Posted it on Poshmark the same day, November 4th, but I then also posted it on eBay April 20th of 24, my birthday. Interesting. So I posted it April 20th of 24, and it finally sold a year and a month later, 13 months later on Poshmark for on May 19th, and it sold for $20. I made a profit of $9.61, and I'm really happy to see it go. Like, it's so nice when you finally get stuff out that you know has sat there for so long, and you're like, please sell. Which is great, because I think the stuff that I pick up now sells a bit faster. Not all of it. I'm still getting there, but a good amount of it's selling. So that's good. That's good to see. The next item is Dutch Bros coffee sweatshirt, men's size medium or women's. Gray hoodie, blue windmill logo patch is what I put on there. I did put down here women's and unisex so that it would get picked up in like women's items as well. And so this item I did recently pick up at Goodwill on April 13th. I love my Dutch Bros, and I go there every time I go to town, because there's not one closer than an hour's drive from me. But when I go to town, I always go. And I've talked about that on previous videos, so I'm not going to, but let's see, I paid $6.59, and I posted it on Poshmark and eBay April 19th, and it sold on Poshmark on May 20th, so it took 1 month, and it sold for $25. So I earned a profit of $13.41. And if you are a Dutch Bros fan, I have more Dutch Bros hoodies, so, or like sweaters and stuff, so go look. Let's see, the next item is also Poshmark. Okay. I was making sure if I needed to switch over. So Poshmark, let's see. I'm going to yawn the whole way through, you guys. This is the time that I would love to go take a nap. Naps are the best. The next item is Venezia jeans, vintage 90s railroad striped cotton tunic, metal buttons, size 22-24. I just thought this was cool. I thought somebody out there would like it because it had that kind of like artsy style. I would say like, I don't know, hipster. I don't know what, I probably should have used better keywords. It was 100% cotton. I did put tunic style shirt. This is a Lane Bryant brand, so I did put plus size Lane Bryant brand in the comments section. Anyways, it was interesting, so I picked it up. It was like a denim material, and like you can see the blue and white stripes right there. It's like the thin stripes, so it's called railroad stripes. Anyways, I just thought it was pretty cool. I picked that one up at Goodwill back in March 9th of 24 last year, and I paid $6.99. I posted it on March 22nd of 24 on Poshmark and eBay, and it sold on Poshmark May 20th for $30. I was really surprised it sold after all that time for $30. I thought for sure I would have to go way down, but I was really happy. And it sold, I made $17.01. All right, now we can move over to eBay for a few items. So eBay, this is a lot of 3 Harley Davidson women's t-shirts, plus size 2X biker chick. That's what I put. And I got these at a garage sale. I paid $1 each. I can already tell you that. I can tell you the date in a minute. But the top, like the collar area was cut off of this and off of another one of them. But I thought that it was really nice. Like this logo had no like cracking or anything going on with it. And it was like feminine with the pink and gray and white. And so I did get a pretty close up there. It had kind of a rolled sleeve. It was like designed that way. And you could see they did not do a great job cutting it. But yes, I think they cut it because they don't like the crew neck collars. And some people like it to be a bit more flowy and open or off your shoulder maybe. But it was 100% cotton. So, and then this was probably more of a men's shirt, but they did the same. They cut off the collar. So I lumped these all together because I don't see a guy doing that. But yeah, and then they were at the same garage sale. So it had a cool graphic though. So I went ahead and picked it up. It had this on the back side, this Longhorn from Grand Prairie, Texas. And that was also XXL 100% cotton. And then the third shirt was a V-neck gray, and then it kind of looked more like it would be a great like Christmas one, just because, I don't know, it kind of gave me Christmas vibes on this logo, but it had the Harley Davidson spell out with the red and then also 2X. So I went ahead and just lumped those all together and put them as one listing. And I only had $3 invested. I got it at a garage sale March 17th, just down the road from where I live. And I posted it on May 7th to Poshmark and eBay. It sold on May 20th for $25, and I earned $17.15. So I thought that was a good deal. The next item is Time and True V-neck t-shirt, midi dress in a fuchsia pink, stretchy, and I put size XL and then 16, 18. And this was new with tags. I picked this up for myself, but I ended up never wearing it. It sat in my closet for so long. And I finally looked at myself and said, you're never gonna wear this. And I went ahead and posted it. But yeah, I was like, there's no point leaving it just hanging up in my closet for so long. So it's been like, I think 2 years since I had bought it. So I had $0 invested because I really didn't buy it for reselling. I posted it January 17th of 24, so it was literally over a year before it even sold. Posted it on Poshmark and eBay, of course, and it sold on eBay on May 21st, and it sold for $12, so I earned a profit of $7.49. I was really happy to make money back. Okay, we're going back to Poshmark, so let me switch back here. And my eye has been so itchy since yesterday. And I did my makeup trying to film this for you guys. So, but I don't know. It's not like super itchy, but it's just like right on the edge. I don't know what's going on. Okay, the next item is this cute little airy ribbed cropped like baby t-shirt, like a crop top style t-shirt. And I won't say it's super short, but it's short. And it had blue trim, so it was like red with the blue accent trim. It would be great for not Valentine's, 4th of July is what I was thinking. perfect for that. If you pair it with like some white, add some white in there, and you'd have a cute little red, white, and blue outfit. But anyways, I got this from my friend. She sent me a box of just stuff to sell, and just for fun, she didn't want it anymore. So I posted it, and so there's the little Aerie logo, size large. And so this item, I had $0 invested, and I posted it July 22nd of 24, and it sold on Poshmark May 21st for $10. I earned a profit of $7.05. And then let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row on Poshmark. I figured I'd count them, so now I know. Okay, so this one is called Last Tango, which is, never heard of it before, probably because it's an older brand, I'm not really sure. But it's this, and it's also, you can see I flat laid this one. So this was like, I never got this back out and took new photos. That was how I used to take my photos when I first started reselling. Anyways, and so it's this kimono batwing sleeve dolman v-neck blouse, size small medium. And so I've had it listed for a while, and it finally sold. I was really surprised, actually. It was really hard to get like the colors. Here's the tag, Last Tango. And I couldn't really get the colorway, so it's funny because like I got this like picture of like a color thing, and I put teal color, see color chart as photos show color variants. This is closest to the teal labeled common teal, which would be this one right here. So I thought that was kind of funny because I was trying to give them like the perspective of this is the closest you're going to get to that color. Anyways, it was kind of funny. I was just trying to do extra work to make sure they know this color's a little off. Than like when you take photos of stuff, sometimes the color's not exactly what in the photo is what it is in real life. So I just went the extra mile there, I guess. So this came from the original donation. I had $0 invested in this one. I posted it on Poshmark September 22nd of 23, and I never posted it on eBay. I never took new photos, so I never went through and like got to that box. I still have items in my closet that were flat laid, and I have not ever gone back through. It was one of my New Year's resolutions was to get back through all of my boxes that I haven't gone through in a long time, and I will get to it eventually, but we've been, like you've seen, I've been so busy, I haven't done it. But I should go through and pull those, but I've been trying to get like the newer stuff posted. So, and I have so much like items to post that like by the time I'm always getting new stuff, and I just never have gone back to do that. It's really hard when you're doing everything on your own. And when you're part-time, it's like, it makes it even harder. But, so yeah, I finally sold on Poshmark. It sold May 21st for $33, which is pretty surprising. And I made a profit of $26.40 from a donated item. So I was really happy about that. Okay, so the next item is, let's see. It's this American Eagle cutoff jean shorts in a size 2. And they were distressed. And I have no idea why I put midi. That is an interesting word to use for shorts, but this again was flat laid. So this was when I first started reselling. So this is a really good example. Oh, this would be why I did midi. Okay, look at that. It says midi on it. So interesting. Yeah. I don't know if these were just like somebody cut them off, which could have been the case. I want to say these were my daughter's. Let me see. Yeah, I put closet. So that means it came out of our closet. It wasn't my closet, but that had to have been my daughter's closet. So I would not doubt it if these were pants that she cut off. But I'm not sure what the midi means. I've never really seen that, but since anyways. But I did write women's, juniors, teen, blue shorts, shorts, cut off distressed style. So yeah, I've had those posted for a while too. I posted that on October 14th of 23 on Poshmark only, not on eBay. And it sold on May 22nd for $10. I think I just keep sending out offers, and somebody finally accepted it. I earned $7.05. And then the next item is also Poshmark. And then this is something I did pick up recently to resell, and this is Capelli Straw World is the name of the brand. And it was this really cute purse, a wicker basket looking Easter. I put Pawn Scene purse, wicker basket, Easter watercolor. It was around Easter time when I posted it, and I thought it would be a really cute, it looks like it could have been a nice Easter basket. Like somebody could have put stuff in it and it would be a really cute Easter basket situation. But it had this like watercolor-esque scene on the front of it. And when I looked up like purses with this thing, they are called like scene. They use the word scene. So I did Pawn Scene. And then I think it helped it sell, but it was really fun going into the summertime, spring and summer, that I had a feeling this would sell, and it was so cute. I was like going, should I keep this for myself? But I decided to sell it because I just knew somebody would probably enjoy it more than me. So yeah, I just thought it was adorable. And then here's the side. You can see the wicker. Oh my gosh, you guys, I think I do need to take a nap today. It's a Monday. Like it's Monday. Mondays are always rough for me. After coming off the weekend, yeah, Mondays I typically do take naps. But anyways, I just wanted to get this filmed and like post it. So the bottom was pretty wide, like decent size, and it was in overall pretty good condition, not perfect. The straps had a little wear, you can see that. And then the inside was pretty clean. It did clean off a few stains that was like along the edges here and on both sides, but it did zip shut. And I did notate there was a couple minor stains and stuff going on. But yeah, and then that's kind of what the zipper looks like at the top. It didn't even go across the whole thing. And then there was a little bit of tearing on the edge right there. And, you know, I took a few pictures of like anything that, you know, like the edging, maybe one of these loops undid. So, but overall it was in pretty good condition. So anyways, I feel like I talked a lot about that. So that item I picked up March 5th and I paid $5.99 at Goodwill, posted it April 7th, and it sold on Poshmark May 22nd for $28. I earned $16.41. Okay, and then this one is on, let's see, we already did that one. It's on eBay. So this was Croft & Barrow. It's a classic tee, women's extra large, and it's green heathered short sleeve spring casual. Anyways, so it's casual, or I put casual, but it's called the classic tee is what I mean. And it's 84 cotton, 12 polyester, 4 spandex. But like the logo was in excellent condition. I'm pretty sure I picked this up for myself at a Goodwill bins, and I'll double check what I wrote. Nope, it says donation. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure I wore it once or twice, but it sat in my drawer for so long. Again, I decided to, I've been going through because I keep finding stuff to keep when I'm out shopping. So I have been slowly trying to pull stuff that I haven't really been wearing. And it was in good condition, so I posted it. So I did put donation on here. I should just put closet because at this point it came out of my closet, but whatever, it's the same. I paid $0 either way. And I posted it on February 7th this year, and it sold on May 22nd. So it took about 3 months, but it sold on eBay and it sold for $8.99. I made $6.73. Thought that was a pretty fast, quick flip for something that I used myself. I think we're going back to Poshmark. Yeah, okay. So 2 on Poshmark. So let's go back. So when I said I pick up Figs earlier in the video, I pick up Figs technical collection stuff if it's in really good condition. And this item I found recently, and it was new with tags, which was pretty interesting. I always think it's interesting when you find stuff like that. Anyways, it's the Bellery Scrub Jacket Women's XXL Technical Collection Full Zip Black Jacket. And so there's their like logo and the tag. And then, yeah, and I just got some random pictures of it. There's the logo there, the back. And then if you're not familiar with Figs, it'll say on like the inside, it'll say Technical Collection. and then, yeah, and then I just took some other pictures. So for this item, I picked it up at Goodwill on April 19th. I paid $6.59, posted it on May 13th to Poshmark and eBay. It sold May 23rd on Poshmark, so 10 days, and it sold for $50. I earned a profit of $33.41. I think one, it was a really good size, and two, it was new with tags. So I think that's what helped it sell. The next item is also Posh. And this was, I think, from a donation. We're yawning. Like, I'm trying not to yawn, but it's so funny because it's like, I don't really get super tired until after work, and then my body's like, let's go to bed. Okay, so this is Beach Sissy Bikini Women's Medium Coral Padded Faux Wrap Ruched Hip is what I wrote, and it was just this really pretty peachy. The photos don't really show it there like very well with like the actual color, but it was close enough, I guess. And I did flat lay that one because it was, it's just easier with like bikinis and stuff. I don't really have a mannequin or anything to put it on. I also try to get a good picture of like the crotch area so people know they're not getting like a really nasty thing. So this item was from the original donation, and I had $0 invested, and I posted it on September 13th to Poshmark and eBay both, and it sold on Poshmark May 23rd for $10, and I made $7.05. Okay, now we're going to do some more. So for this item on eBay by Suzanne Betro, I'm not sure how you say that, Betro, and it was the weekend blouse, women's large, and I put bandana, balloon sleeve, peasant top. And here it says weekend, Suzanne Betro. And yeah, I just thought it was it is a red, white, and blue colorway. So that I think is going to help it sell for this time of year, going into the 4th of July and like Memorial Day, stuff like that. It had the balloon, that whole like peasant sleeve style, which is also fairly popular. And it was lightweight. So anyways, it did sell. It took a little while though. This item I picked up from the Goodwill bins. It was also really lightweight, that like really thin material. And I picked it up December 27th of 23. So it was from the bins day, but my average cost was $1 per item that day, so not bad. Posted it on January 20th of 24, and it finally sold on eBay May 25th of 25. It took like what, 15 months to sell. This sold for $20, and I earned a profit of $15.41. I would think it would sell faster, but I don't know why it took so long. Maybe it's just the brand, I'm not sure. The next item is Pink by Victoria's Secret. It's the lightly lined sports bra, royal solid blue, size XL. And it was just a basic. It had some like cross straps going across the back right there, and then the pink logo, the little metal logo. And the straps were adjustable. And then it says right here, ultimate lightly lined, which is why I put lightly lined in the title. So this item I got from my daughter's closet. I had $0 invested, posted it on April 15th and of 2024, mind you, not this year, last year. And it finally sold May 25th of 25 this year. So it took a year and a month to sell, but it finally sold on eBay. It sold for $20, and I made a profit of $15.70. I was like, did I just read that? The last one was $15.41, and that was $15.70. Okay. And then the next item is Knox Rose, and it's this red tank women's XL embroidered V-neck cotton gauze. And I know that like waffle knit, as you can kind of see it right there, is that waffle knit, which has been pretty popular for the last few years, which is why I picked it up. And it also had this like really pretty embroidered on the shoulder, which was another reason I picked this item up. But it still took a while to sell. But I did pick it up thinking, you know, somebody would want it. interestingly enough, it's also red with like white and blue. So I think it's interesting. You can kind of see the common theme going on here as we go into Memorial Day and 4th of July. So this item, it was from Goodwill. I picked it up October 21st of 23 and I paid $5.99. I would not pick it up for that price now, but again, this was back when I was first starting. And I posted it on October 23rd of 23, mind you, to Poshmark. And I posted it on eBay July 1st of 24. So that was when I probably flat laid it originally, and then I went back and took new photos and was putting stuff on eBay at that point, and I hung it up on a hanger. So that's kind of when I got new pictures and everything. And then it finally sold on eBay May 26th. It sold for $12.59 and I made $3.86. Yay! Such a big sale. So the next item is this pair of splash bead sequin slide on flats iridescent gray women's size 10. I just thought these were interesting. These toes are so hard. If you think of like the ballet shoes that aren't the slippers that are soft, but like the ones that you go on point in ballet and how hard they are at the tips. These shoes were really hard at the tips. I thought that was pretty interesting. And then they had this like pretty cute embroidery, and these were kind of like an iridescent sequin, which is why I wrote iridescent on there. And then here's the logo. I don't think it's really anything to look for. I just picked it up. I also thought that the soles, they were like a rubber sole. So, and it was just like a really cute basic with like, you can flip them on your feet and walk pretty, you know, on rubber soles. So I thought that they would sell. There was maybe a small couple sequins coming off, so I made a note of that. That item I got at the Goodwill bins, but that would be in Waco, and they charge per shoes. So for those, we considered them sandals, and I only paid $1.99. I purchased them that day that my average cost was $1, the same day back in 2023. And so I did not post them until March 16th of 24. So it took about 3 months to get them listed, and it took another year and 2 months to sell. And then it sold on eBay May 26th. It sold for $10. I made $5.53. Would I pick them up again? No. But it was an interesting sale. The next item is Old Navy men's camp shirt. I put lemon, floral, pink, tropical fruit, vacation, and button up, and it was a men's medium. And I know like novelty prints with like fruits on them do pretty well sometimes, so that's kind of why I picked this one up. As I was saying before, in Old Navy, if I find stuff that's got a little bit more of a unique print or pattern, good material, just anything a little bit more interesting, that I am kind of willing to pick it up depending on the item and how much I'm paying for it. So I'm not going to pay $8 for it, but if I can get it for a good price. This item I got at the Goodwill bin, so it was a decent price. I picked it up on November 2nd of 24 last year. My average cost that day was $2.25 per item. And I posted it on May 12th. I didn't even post it for 6 months. I actually put aside a bag of things. I was like, I'm going to post these in the spring. And I stuck them all in a bag, and I didn't even get around to it. And I finally was like moving stuff out of my office to get it ready for painting. And I was like, oh yeah, I probably should post that stuff. So I posted it May 12th, finally, 6 months later. And it sold on May 28th. So it only took a couple weeks, and it sold for $17.99. I made a profit of $12.08. And then the next item is this J. Jill floral dress, size small, tiered button front, knit peplum. And I put midi and ruffle hem. And so that's the dress. There's the tag. And it had this really pretty floral pattern. I really like the colors on it. I thought it was really cute. But it sat for a while. It didn't sell quickly. So I don't know. And it's J. Jill. So I thought, like, you know, it was J. Jill, so I was thinking, okay, J. Jill might sell. And it was cute, and it was kind of like the baby doll style, which has been popular. Not as much this year, I don't think. but I did pick this up March 6th of 24 last year at Goodwill. I paid $7.99. I posted it on April 4th, and it sold of last year, 24. It sold on eBay May 29th this year, and it sold for $22.95. So I only earned a profit of $10.60. And that's because, you know, I had a sales fee of $4.36 and my initial investment of $7.99. So that does cut into the money you make. The next item is this New Balance Minimalist trail shoes. And I put Vibram and then the style code, maybe men's 8.5, black, yellow. And that's what they look like. And yeah, there you go. I kind of wonder why I put minimalist on here, but maybe somebody else had put that. I do look up like sold comps. Minimus. It does say minimus, but why'd I put minimalist? I don't remember, to be honest. But anyways, so there you go. So that item I picked up at Goodwill October 25th of 24, and I paid $9.60. I posted it on November 2nd last year. It sold on eBay May 29th for $44.99. So I earned a profit of $27.91. And then the next item was also fairly quick flip. I just recently picked this item up, and it's by the brand called Blair, and it's this floral maxi dress, size extra large, and I put MOP button up, MOP standing for Mother of Pearl, but I couldn't fit all that in the titles, so I just abbreviated it in case somebody knows what I'm talking about. So I put MOP, button up, sleeveless, navy blue, coastal, and beach. And so yeah, I figured it was one, it was a good size, and two, it had the Mother of Pearl buttons, and some people like those button ups. Three, it was like a flowy tank style, like flowy, airy dress, and had a really pretty pattern. So I thought it was a good pickup. Blair is not a bad brand. It's not the best brand, but it's not a bad brand. I've sold a Blair shirt before that did pretty well, I would say. And so I would look up items in Blair, and then I would use like your best judgment is what I would say. Because I don't know that this one had very good sell-through comps, and I was thinking it might sit for a while, but I was hopeful that it would sell quick. So I was really happy when it sold quick. So this item I picked up April 26th. I paid $3.30, and it was also half price. So that was another factor for picking it up. It wasn't like a $6 or $7. It was only $3. So I was like, okay, I'm willing to try that. And I picked it up, I posted it on May 21st to Poshmark and eBay, and it sold in 9 days on May 30th on eBay, and it sold for $23.74. I made a profit of $16.21. So that was a quick flip. And then the last two are on Poshmark. So let's go backwards here. And so this item is this Victoria's Secret, very sexy, it says very sexy bralette, brassiere, I put brassiere, beige, nude, lacy, size small. And so this is what it looks like when you're wearing it, and the back, and here's the item. And I've had this one posted for a while. It finally sold. I think it just took the right body, because it's a small, so it's not like the best size, but it was Victoria's Secret, and it was really lightweight. So I picked this up at the Goodwill bins, so I figured it didn't hurt, because how lightweight that was, I probably paid a couple pennies. But I picked it up on December 27th of 23, so my average cost per item was $1, but honestly it was probably a couple pennies. And I posted it April 11th to Poshmark and eBay. It sold on Poshmark May 30th of this year. Oh, I posted it April 11th of 2024. Mind you, it was a year ago. And I posted it, and then I sold it on Poshmark. I sold it for $15, and I made a profit of $11. And then the very last item is this Talbot's women's zebra embroidered top. cotton split neck shell. Let's see, cotton split neck. Oh, split neck. I was trying to read it, but it's on 2 different lines. So, okay, so I wrote Talbot's Women's Zebra Embroidered Cotton Split Neck Shell Shirt Top Blouse XL. That was a really weird one. I'm not sure why I did that, but some days it makes sense and some days it doesn't make sense what I write down. Also, I'd probably rearrange some of that now and put like the top over here and the sides and then everything else. But yeah, I've recently figured that out. But yeah, and when I took the photo, like I had this photo, but I thought it would be, nice to put like the whole like picture-in-picture situation to give an idea of like somebody can, when they're browsing, they would see that it's like a cute little zebra. So I was hoping that would get somebody's attention that way. So I'm hoping that did help. It also had these cute little, really dainty, like little tiny ruffle around the neck and little dainty buttons, V-neck style. And it was by Talbot's. Now this one I had that the tag was cut off. I was just going to say, it looks like the tag was missing, and I did write that. No tag cut out. And I put size large or extra large, and that was based on the measurements. And so I did put the measurements on here so somebody could like measure their own clothes and figure out if it would fit them. So I think for that reason, it might have taken just a little bit longer to sell, but it didn't take that long. It was really cute. It was kind of like a really light pastel-y mint green. And I was really rooting for one more sale to get my total price, and I'll go over that in a minute, but I was really happy it came in at the last minute. She had sent me a message saying if I could discount the shipping, and she would pay, like, it was like a discounted price, but she was willing to pay like a specific price if I would do discount shipping, and I was like, sure. And then I tried sending her the offer, but my bot had already sent her an offer, so it wouldn't let me send the offer. So then I sent an offer to all the likers, but I don't think it sent that either because it kept saying we didn't send this to whatever. So I messaged her and I'm like, sorry, like I'm trying to do this. Did you get it? And she said no. So I was like, okay, well, I was trying to do this. I said, what about if I send an offer for $18 and you pay the shipping? And so that's what we ended up doing, and it didn't go through still. So she ended up sending me an offer for $18, which I just accepted. I was like, yes, thank you. So it ended up working out. So she paid $18. So I picked this up at Goodwill on December 28th last year. So I only paid $2.50. I thought it was really cute. And I posted it January 23rd to Poshmark and eBay. It sold on Poshmark May 31st for $18. I made a profit of $11.90. I was really happy to see that go right in the last nick of time. So my goal was, because at the end of April, I had made $737.70. And in May, I was really trying to hit that mark or go over it. And so in May, that bumped me up just enough that I was over $750. So I was so happy. So I'm going to go over my full totals for the month. For all of the items I picked up in the month of May, I had, and this is like, some of them were from my closet, some were from donations, some were from the Goodwill bin, some were from thrifting, garage sales, Goodwills, etc. I had invested, out of all the items that sold, I had invested $201.59. And my total gross sales, which is like, it includes like the shipping fees for eBay and the taxes for eBay and things like that. So it's not really a number you need to know, but my total gross was $1,428.56. My fees, my seller's fees came out to $242.85, which that went to pay, so that's like the eBay seller fees and Poshmark seller fees. So that's how much they took, those platforms, out of what I would have earned otherwise by using those platforms. And then for my net after fees, I earned a profit of $757.30. which I was really happy because it was a little bit, it just squeaked in a little bit higher than my last month's total. So I was really happy to see that I hit that 750 again, because I was almost at 750, close enough. That I hit that over 700 mark for 2 months in a row. I know we're going into summer, like this is summer, slow down summer. So we will see how it goes. It is June 2nd, and I've only got two orders. There was another order that I thought squeaked in on May 31st, but when I went back and looked, it said officially June 1st. So I was like, okay, fine. So I've had 2 orders since June 1st. I think I had one on June 1st and one on today, June 2nd. But it was like really late. It was like early this morning. Anyways, so yeah, it's pretty funny. But anyways, so I've already got 2 orders already for this month. So we'll see how it goes this month. But I'm really hoping I can, at least just by the fact that I'm picking up better quality items, I'm really hoping that I can maintain 750. So we're going to pray that it works, cross our fingers and pray that it works, and keep the momentum going is my goal. So anyways, I've been with you guys for a full hour, so I'm gonna let y'all off. If you stuck around here until the very end, I just want to thank you so much. You guys are amazing. I hope that this gave you something to listen to while you did your own work, because I like to, watch other people's long vlog style videos when I'm doing stuff. So I do like to put it out. I also like to be able to go back and listen to my own, or if I needed to find something and I lost where it was, I have a video on YouTube that I can go back and look up the information I was looking for. But it definitely helps me kind of process everything in my mind, and I don't know, maybe helps you guys out a little bit, learn a new brand you didn't know about, something that might sell if you see it at the store. So if you're here and you would love to say hi to me, say hi in the comments. I would love it. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.